For me, emotional liberation isn't to be free of the emotions. You can't. In fact, yogic science tells us that your mind is built to generate thoughts. So we don't even try to stop our thoughts when we meditate. We're just working to control them, guide them. So with each thought, this is yogic science, a feeling is generated with each thought. You have your own reaction to your own thought. And so there's a cascade of thought to feeling to emotion to reaction. So we know that that's what a human's going to do. So, but look at them. So thoughts are mostly not under people's control, and that's the stated goal of yoga. So in my study and practice and helping other people, emotions weren't talked about as much. It was really mostly work with your mind. So I'm also a life coach. So I started working with people. They let me inside their head and inside their lives, and found out that very common that not only are people troubled in their heads, but they've got a lot of emotional turmoil, anxiety, depression. I mean, look at the statistics. It's really out of control. And mostly modern science medicates that, try to just help people not feel so bad. So through my own personal practice, sitting down and working things out with my own emotions and working with other people, I found this common denominator to people's experience and their troubles, which was emotions. So while we can't be free of the emotions, we can learn to work with them organically the way they were designed. So I feel I've discovered the actual purpose of emotions, which is to let us know on a subtler level. So I call emotions the senses of the soul, and I've developed a whole system through these discoveries where your 5 senses help you get around the earth and avoid problems and try to get what you need. Your emotional senses help you navigate the unseen world, So I see you, but how do I feel about you? And how do you feel? Are we okay? Or that's invisible. And we all look kind of nice out there in public, but there's this invisible world of thoughts and emotions that's usually pretty tumultuous and difficult for people. So I developed through my study of mindfulness and meditation techniques a way to teach people to sit, feel clear and strong. I've used those words several times. And be able to confront their own emotions. Mostly we try to get away from those heavy emotions. But when you're clear and strong, you can sit there and go, okay, anxiety, come here. I'm ready for you now. And in simple brain science, I'm keeping the frontal lobe, my consciousness, online and not letting the midbrain and the amygdala take over so I go dumb, right? That's called being emotional. So I've learned a way to help people stay clear while they're processing their emotions. What happened yesterday is really bothering me, and what happened when I was 6 is just torturing me. So, okay, fire up the frontal lobe, let's get clear. Now you'll start doing self-therapy, self-analysis. What happened? Well, understand it. And it's a very simple system. I can show somebody how to do it, and then they can do it themselves. So then emotional liberation becomes using even troubling emotions to free yourself. Because a difficult emotion's got a job to do. It wants to help you understand and move through a problem. Once you've done that, that emotion goes away. So chronic anxiety, chronic depression are your system's natural insistence. Like if you've got a festering wound, it doesn't stop festering until you stop the infection, right? So we think emotions are bad because they keep, bothering us, but they're just doing their job until we heal ourselves. So that's the future of really psychotherapy, is going to be the human getting enough guidance to understand how to navigate their own world and come out okay. So that's senses of the soul and emotional liberation is that system. So in my book, Senses of the Soul, I teach people the system that I just described, but to help them, so there's 4 stages. Stop and feel. But for anybody, if I'm going to ask them, let's bring on your depression right now and feel it. That's a very dicey thing to ask people. So first, we want to get somebody feeling safe to feel their strong emotions. So Kundalini Yoga is very good for that. So I can give people a 5-minute breathing technique. Here's one. So we're doing an experiment with these techniques coming up, I hope, at UCLA, and the work of Helen Lavretsky, a neurobiologist, to get somebody with anxiety, give them 5 to 11 minutes of a simple practice like that. And then with just that alone is going to help them feel better. Add senses of the soul techniques to help people navigate through their own anxiety, discover what they're feeling, why they're feeling it, and what to do about it. Now, does that seem too much to ask that a human being, when they don't feel good, when they feel bad, knows what they're feeling? Many people don't. Why they're feeling it? Fewer people do. What to do about it, other than just go medicate it, right? And fourth, go do that. When you do that, your emotions are like, okay, we did our job. We'll leave you in peace now. So Kundalini Yoga is a way to feel strong and clear so that you can stay present and engage your emotions so you can work through them. So in my book, there's 55 exercises, all based on Kundalini Yoga, taught by Yogi Bhajan. And those are really the rest is sort of some simple guided meditation technique, but that's the real turning point where somebody can go like, oh, my anxiety, is overwhelming me. And I go like, just try this for a few minutes. And it's quite amazing how quickly it affects because our thoughts and emotions have a physiological component, right? You take drugs and your mind is operating differently. You take a lot of oxygen and power and energy through the system. Maybe this is what the Kundalini is. I'm scared, I'm afraid, I'm anxious, I'm depressed. Let me breathe powerfully. Energy starts moving. I've got enough energy. It rises up into my head and wow, I feel okay now. Let's just call that the rising of the Kundalini.